Welcome to Learners Math TV. What is an inverse variation? When one quantity increases, the other decreases in such a way that their product is constant. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Halimbawa, itong batang ito na naglalakad magmula sa kanyang bahay papunta sa school, of course, ang kanyang distance ay fixed. So, 800 meters, for example. So, ang speed and time, yun yung magkakaroon dito ng changes. Yun yung magkakaroon ng variation. Yung quantity ng speed at yung quantity ng time. So, ibig sabihin, mas bibilisan ng batang ito yung kanyang paglalakad dyan sa 800 meters na distance from dun sa bahay niya papunta sa school. Pag binilisan niya, mas kokoonting oras ang kanyang magagamit. Pero kung babagalan niya sa paglalakad naman, so ang mangyayari naman, hahaba naman yung oras o yung minuto na kanyang magugugol para lang makarating sa school. Isa pang example ay yung number of workers and time to finish a job. Usually nakaka-encounter tayo ng mga ganitong problem involving inverse variation. 6 workers can finish a task in 10 days. How long will it take 8 workers? So it is very important. Kasi halimbawa, in the future, magpapagawa ka ng bahay. Tapos, siyempre, pag nagpapagawa ka ng bahay, meron ka lang naman limited na budget. Hindi naman unli, halimbawa, ang budget mo. So, pag nagpapagawa ka ng bahay, kasama yung labor. Kasama yung bayad sa workers na ikakalculate mo. So, dito, sa problem na ito, halimbawa, yung 6 workers, kaya niya raw matapos ng 10 days kung 6 workers yung bahay. Pero, papaano kung magdagdag ka ng workers? Sulit ba? So, yun, kinakalculate yun involving inverse variation. The general form of the relation between these variables is y is equal to k over x. Then if we are going to use the cross multiplication property of ratio and proportion y times x or x times y, and then 1 times k, so we have k is equal to x times y. So alin man dyan sa dalawa na equation ay pwede natin gamitin if we're dealing with inverse variation. Ano ba itong tinatawag nating mga k na yan? Okay, ano yung k na yan? Yan yung tinatawag nating constant of variation. So, dun sa ating example kanina, yung bata naglalakad ng 800 meters, yung speed and time, ayan yung ating x and y. Sila yung nagbabari, sila yung nagkakaroon ng changes, sila yung nagbabago o sila yung nagkakaroon ng variation. Ngayon, eto naman k, ayan naman yung ating fixed distance. Now, if you have a given table of values and you want to identify or determine if this is an inverse variation, so let's say we have this equation of inverse variation. Y is equal to 24 over x. So if we are going to use those values of x, if x is 2, so 24 divided by 2, it is equal to 12. If x is equal to 3, 24 divided by 3, it is equal to 8. And if x is 4, 24 divided by 4, it is equal to 6. And if x is 6, 24 divided by 6, it is equal to 4. And if x is equal to 8, 24 divided by 8, it is equal to 3. So, as you can see, you have to notice na kung ang x ay nag-i-increase or if x is increasing, ang values ng y naman ay nagdi-decrease. Okay? So, x is increasing, y is decreasing in the table of values of inverse variation. Now, ano naman ang itsura ng graph ng inverse variation? So, ito naman yan. If we're going to plot all those points in this graph, makikita naman natin ang ganito. Unahin natin itong 2 at saka 12. So, nandito yung 2, then nandun yung 12. So, the point is here. Then, yung 3 and 8, tapos yung 4 and 6, yung 6 and 4, yung 8 and 3. Ito naman ngayon ang itsura ng graph of inverse variation. So if you're going to identify which graph is a graph of an inverse variation, ganito yung hahanapin mo. Now let us learn how to solve problems. If y varies inversely as x and y is equal to 4 when x is equal to 6, find y when x is equal to 8. So let us use the general form y is equal to k over x. Let us find out the value of k. So ilagay na natin dito yung value ng y na 4, ayan, at yung value ng x na 6. Then, multiply both sides of the equation by 6 para ma-eliminate natin yung denominator dito ng k. Because 6 divided by 6 is just equal to 1, then times k is equal to k. So 6 times 4 is equal to 24, kaya ang k natin ay equal sa 24. So yan yung tinatawag nating constant of variation. Yung 24 na yan ngayon, gagamitin na natin dito sa ating general form. Papalitan na natin yung k para makuha natin yung equation ng variation. So y is equal to 24 over x. Ngayon, pwede na natin kunin yung y. Sabi kasi dito, find y when x is equal to 8. So papalitan lang natin yung x ng 8. So y is equal to 24 divided by 8. Now, y is equal to 3. So ito na ngayon yung ating pinaka-answer. Tignan naman natin yung kabilang method. Okay? Pwede tayong gumamit ng ibang method kasi alam natin na ang constant of variation na equal sa x times y. Kapag inverse variation, tandaan ang constant ay equal sa x times y. So, ibig sabihin yan, pwede tayong gumamit ng ganitong equation. X sub 1 times y sub 1 equals x sub 2 times y sub 2. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Yung x sub 1 at saka y sub 1 ay nagre-represent doon sa unang or initial na situation. Ang binibigay sa atin na problem na initial situation ay ang y daw ay 4 at ang x ay 6. So, ilagay natin dyan. Ayan, ang y ay 4 or ayan, ang y ay 4 at ang x ay 6. Then, dito naman sa second situation, nagbago yung value ng x. Naging 8 siya. Then, ang y ngayon ang unknown. Kasi yun ang sinasabi rito na hanapin natin. Now, 6 times 4 is equal to 24. Kaya pag i-divide natin yan both side, ang makukuha natin ay y is equal to 3. So parehas din lang naman ang nakuha nating sagot dito sa ating unang method at dito sa pangalawa. Ngayon naman, sa example problem na ito, ay maaari mo munang i-pause ang video lesson at i-assess kung natutunan mo na ba. Gaya ng sinasabi kong lagi, sa math ay hindi maaaring nanonood ka lamang. Upang maging mahusay, dapat lagi kang handa na mag-practice o magsanay. Ngayon, kung nagawa mo na ito, pagkatapos mong i-post ang video lesson, tignan natin kung tama. If y is inversely proportional to x. Meron akong gustong i-emphasize. Doon kasi, sa unang example, ang sabi, if y varies inversely as x. So, ang inversely proportional at varies inversely ay parehas lamang ang kahulugan. Magkaiba lang ang pagkakasabi. Ngayon, ituloy natin. If y is inversely proportional to x and y is equal to 10 when x is equal to 3, find x when y is equal to 6. Gamitin uli natin yung general form na y is equal to k over x. And then, ilagay na natin yung mga given. Ang ating x dito ay 3 at ang ating y ay equal sa 10. Kunin muna natin ang value ng k by multiplying both sides of the equation by 3. Okay? So, magiging 3 divided by 3 is equal to 1. Then, times k is equal to k. Then, 3 times 10 is equal to 30. So, kuha natin ngayon ang value ng k, which is the constant of variation. Ngayon, yung 30 na yan ay gamitin na natin dito. Ilagay na natin dito yung 30 as the value of our k so that may solve na natin kung ano ang value ng x kapag ang y ay 6. So, ilagay na natin ngayon yung given. Y is 6, eto na yon, and then x is the unknown. Ngayon, gamitin naman natin yung alternation property of proportion. Since sinasabi dito that y is inversely proportional to x. So, gamitin natin yung alternation property of proportion. Ang ibig sabihin nun, etong x pwedeng ilipat doon at yung 6 pwedeng ilipat dito. Pwede natin siyang pagpalitin. So, magiging ganito ang itsura niya. Okay, so now x is equal to 30 divided by 6. So, x is equal to 5. Ayan. So, doon naman sa isang method, tignan natin kung ganun pa rin ang ating makukuha. Since alam naman natin that constant is equal to x times y, so meron tayong equation ngayon dito na x sub 1 times y sub 1 is equal to x sub 2 times y sub 2. So, ngayon, ayan. So, ang ating initial situation, ang ating x ay 3 at ang y ay 10. And then, susunod na situation, nagpalit ng value ng y. Instead na 10, naging 6. Kaya, 3 times 10 is equal to 30 and then x times 6 is equal to 6x. Then, divide both sides by 6. Parehas din lang ating nakuha that x is equal to 5. Okay, kung tamang yung ginawa, ibig sabihin, natutunan mo na kung paano. In this example problem, let us apply the concept in reality. 6 workers can finish the task in 10 days. How long will it take 8 workers? So ano man yung ipagagawa mo, ano mang klase ng task, magpapagawa ka mo ng bahay, furniture, o kung ano man. Let us just assume na may ipagagawa ka. Initially, nag-hire ka halimbawa ng 6 workers o 6 na magtatrabaho. Yung 6 na magtatrabaho, kaya nilang tapusin yun ng 10 araw. Meron ka ng knowledge na kaya nila yung tapusin ng 10 araw. So, how long will it take 8 workers? Paano kung magdagdag ka ng 2? So, kinakailangan dito ng calculation even in reality, kasi kapag may pinagagawa kang isang bagay, magpapasweldo ka. So, kinakailangan mong budgetin yung dami ng araw against dun sa ipapasweldo mo. Kasi baka mamaya kapusin ka o malugi ka naman. Lalo na if you are in business. Okay. So, una gawin natin dito ay i-represent muna natin yung ating problem, yung mga data natin na meron tayo. So, let x be the number of workers and y be the number of days. And then, ang equation naman na gagamitin natin dyan ay yung x sub 1 times y sub 1 equals x sub 2 times y sub 2. Okay, then, for our solution, ayan. So, dahil yung initial situation natin ay meron kang 6 workers, that is the value of your x, and your y is the number of days, so that is 10 days. Tapos, dun sa second situation, ikaw ay nagdagdag ng 2 tauhan. So, naging 8 ang workers mo. So, now we need to find out how long or how many days will it take kung naging 8 workers or kung naging 8 ang trabahador mo. So, let us now calculate. 6 times 10 is equal to 60. Okay, kaya magiging 60, yan, 60 equals 8y. And then, okay, so divide both side by 8 lang yan, you can find y is equal to 7.5. So your answer in this problem is, it takes 7.5 days to finish the task for having 8 workers. So yan yung iyong pinaka-final answer. Meron pa tayong isang problem. Sinasabi dito, the brightness of a lamp varies inversely as the square of the distance. If brightness is 90 units at 2 meters, what is the brightness at 6 meters? So this is the representation. Ayan. So, makikita natin dito, sinasabi kasi sa problem natin na kapag 2 meters, ang brightness niya ay 90 units. So, an increase in distance means a decrease in brightness. Yun ang mangyayari dyan kasi sinasabi sa problem that the brightness of a lamp varies inversely as the square of the distance. So, let x be the brightness of the lamp and y be the distance of the lamp. So, for the equation, ito yung ating gagamitin. X sub 1 times y sub 1. So, let us consider bakit yan may squared. Kasi sinasabi niya rito, the brightness of a lamp varies inversely as the square. So, merong statement na ganito. As the square of the distance. Since yung y represents the distance of the lamp do sa kanyang tinututukan, no? Na or iniilawan yung distance na yon, ang sinasabi is square of the distance. Kaya meron tayo ritong nakalagay na squared. Yan. Equals to x sub 2, y squared sub 2. Ayan. So, for the solution, ayan. So, ilagay na natin ngayon dyan sa equation na yan, yung mga given. So, ang 90 units yung brightness, which is x, yung x natin, 90 units daw, yung initial situation natin, in 2 meters, kapag 2 meters ang distance. So, syempre, mayroon niyang squared, kaya lagay natin dito yung exponent na 2. So, dito naman sa kabila, nagkaroon ng changes o nagkaroon ng pagbabago. Instead of 2 meters, it becomes 6 meters na yung distance. Kaya yun ang nilagay natin dito. So, that is 6 squared. So, ang mangyayari dyan, if we continue, 90, then 2 squared is 4, and then 6 squared is 36. Then, 90 times 4 is equal to 360. Then, divide both sides by 36. We can get the x sub 2 is equal to 10. So, our answer here in this problem is the brightness of the lamp at 6 meters is 10 units. So, magiging 10 units pala ito. So, ibig sabihin, tama nga, nung nag-increase ng distance, nag-decrease naman ng brightness. So, that is now our final answer. Ngayon, kung gusto mo talagang magkaroon ng mastery sa topic na ito, kinakailangan magkaroon ka ng self-initiative na maghanap ng mga problems na kagaya nito upang pagpraktisan. Sapagkat, laging tatandaan, sa math ay hindi maaari na nanonood ka lamang. Upang maging mahusay, dapat lagi kang handa na mag-practice o magsanay.